My brother Leke, you would be the one to attest to it that I love you from the bottom of my heart and I have tremendous respect for you. And even for the person that you are, ever ready to help. And I can publicly even attest to that. You've been kind to me and all that. But let me tell you something. Whatever we are doing, even at this time, it's about what this brilliant footballer had explained away why he will laugh out even when he misses an obvious chance. And that is JJ Okocha. People thought he was laughing just for the fun of it. No, it was out of extreme and deep hurt. Whatever we are doing tonight will never affect the outcome of the primaries. It will never change Buhari's mind. So it is not about you trying to emotionally blackmail us or to be perhaps trying to do some emotional marketing. It has nothing to do with what we are doing. If you really want to understand what is going on, I will try and explain. Tinubu is the very architect of what is happening to him. The very, very architect of what is happening to him. If Tinubu had played the Omoluabi kind of politics, this is a man that was a nobody, a practical nobody that Afenifere threw up as a governorship candidate. Even when it was controversial, they jettisoned one of their own, Funshaw Williams, to accommodate him, who was never a member of Afenifere. And what then happened? See the way he treated the elders, the leaders of Afenifere, who made him to become a governor. And if he had not become a governor, then what would have been his trajectory in life? As if that is not enough. See the way he decided to play the ultimate betrayer of his own people by supporting Tambua against the person that the PDP had chosen to be the #1 citizen of this country, a Yoruba, Mulika Takonde. But there's always something called karma. I didn't have anything to do with that. None of us here who are seemingly making jest of it. But we are hurting. It's just that this man threw away just to pander to this same Fulani that you said, wait until the Fulani take over. Are we getting real here? He is the architect of all that has happened. For how many years? The man even refused to study history. Afoja did it. Alimi, that he recruited. What did Alimi do to Afoja at the end of the day? He killed him. Now what did Alimi do? He sold his birthright. He sold his people. Caused the fall of the Oyo Empire. And then what happened to Akintola? In wooing and hobnobbing with the North, the Fulani. Look at how it turned out to be for him. Look at Abiola. He won free and fair. Is Tinubu ever going to tell me that he has done more for the North, for the core North, for the Fulani, for the Hausa, more than what Abiola did for them? Then we should listen to the interview that Edmond Obilo conducted. The one he sought for the opinion of Dr. Victor Omololu Shobowale Ululoyo. Now, the point I'm making is very simple. He shouldn't, like in the interview that I did with the same Edmond Obilo, he shouldn't have ventured out of this very safe place. He should have worked towards building the Yoruba nation. He should have worked towards building everything like Papa Awolowo did. He should have made sure that we had a place that is second to none. When I was consulting actually for the World Bank, there is a document that I came across and I started to shed tears immediately, that in the whole of the world, as of 1962, No other region, no other part of the world had the kind of growth that the western region of Nigeria had. So what stopped Tinubu from doing that? Rather than that, selfishly, he ventured into the Sahel to go and meet these same people that have shown us that they don't like us, that they don't play with power. And look at what has happened. They will kill our people, they will not talk. The daughter of the leader of the Yoruba was killed by these same people. He went to Akure and denied and said it was not the Fulani. And they said, we are the cows. And what do you want me to do? To support such a human being? To support such a vile person who sold us to the Fulani in 2015 and continue to sell us until today? That suddenly now the dawn of awakening has come. Am I a fool? This man is treacherous. The Fulani killed people at Okiogun, killed people at Ibarapa, killed people at Yewa. He didn't say one thing, not one sentence came from him. Neither did he even try to alleviate the sufferings of these people by either visiting them or even sending them money or something. But let something happen. A small market bonds in Kano, he goes there to donate 50 million. But then how many markets have gotten bonds in Ibadan? In Lagos here even. So why would you come here and try to gaslight us? Why? My good friend and brother, why? On who? And people will say, oh, Tabajabi Kakuko. That is Ashupa away. If we go to the war front and it's a real war, Ogun Law, Tabajabi Kakuko, if I say that to an enemy, I'm dead already. Any yara logun pe loro ogun. Tabajabi Kakuko bi ti bawo. This man didn't know that we exist before he started all his rigmarole with the Fulani and decided to jettison us. Now he's telling us, I must sing so years. Who asked you to go and become a slave to them, thinking that they will give you power? Is that the way it works with the Fulani? They said, conscience is an open wound. Only the truth can heal it. Who said it? Udman Dampodio. Does Tinubu have conscience? If he had conscience, will he be doing all that he has done to the Yoruba? Ordinary at Motekun that some of us labored. I was part of those who drew the bill. I went to radio and television to promote at Motekun. I went to defend the bill on the floor of the House of Chiefs in Ibadan. And then, has this even considered setting up a Motekun in Lagos? Like, that is the kind of person you wanted to have some sympathy with, empathy with. As if that is not enough. This is the man that has disrespected my own leaders, my selfless leaders. Baba Adebanjo, has he ever held a position? 3 times he was asked to be a House of Reps. 2 times he was asked to be a senator. 2 times he was asked to be a governor. The man refused. All he has is just his love for the Yoruba. But then he would disrespect them. So you won't tell lies against them. And then you are trying to appeal to what exactly? All the bridges that he has burnt? Does anybody actually think of tomorrow in such a way that Tinubu has discarded about tomorrow? So it should be very clear to you. None of us here will be able to affect, change anything that's going on. But Tinubu, does that make him
Welcome to NuMediaTV on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. From this dispatch box in London, England, on this platform, we address socio-cultural problems in areas of conflict and resolution, poverty, endemic corruption, inequality and terrorism, banditry, herdsmen crisis, cultism, ritual killings, high level of child mortality, inequality, unemployment, poor education and infrastructure, tribalism, nepotism and home violence in southwest Yoruba land of Nigeria, more than 60 years after independence from the United Kingdom. Share the live stream and enjoy it. Your host is Frank Bello.
Yes, indeed, I am your host. Good evening, and everyone. I salute you. I bring you all good tidings. Yes, we are back to another great episode of The Bleeding Edge. Episode 204 is exactly what we are going into today. Just as you can see, the date today is right in front of your screen there. Wednesday, the 12th day of October 2022. The time currently in London is 18:19. Welcome to episode 204. John YouTube, greetings. Yinka Deniji, good evening. I can see many of you. Others will soon join us, but I deliberately made the intro to be like that. Alaji Aremosholade Alakufo, you are watching. I can see you on my personal page, and I can equally see Amina Olayinka and Adeomoluabi and Francis George Ibiok on my personal page. Even though you refuse to comment, yeah, I will still acknowledge some of you that I know that you're probably shy and you are my regulars on the stream. Episode 204 of The Bleeding Edge is what we seriously want to talk about today. It can be brutal. I'm not going to guarantee. I've just played you a tape, and I'm still going to speak to that man speaking, Chief Boyega Adejumo. I want to ask a few of you very sincerely, and I want you to be very truthful to yourselves. "62 years after independence, do you honestly think it is well with that nasty piece of a contraption called Nigeria? Is it well?" I've got a couple of questions to follow, and I'm going to buttress my argument as well for you guys to see. Is it well with Nigeria? If you think it is well with Nigeria, I want you to please tell me that it is well. If you think it is not well, you're free to equally tell me. Let me tell you, and I will be very, very open to you because I'm very transparent. Although after I had already had deliberations with a handful of people, Nana, Moran, good evening. I thought I should make myself known to the world and explain my circumstances and the dilemma that I found myself. Many of you that are my avid viewers, Grace, good evening. Many of you that are my avid viewers, I've made my stand known, and I'm not going to reverse that stand. Because you know what? I am as constant as the northern stars. I'm very constant. I borrowed that quote from Julius Caesar by Shakespeare. And again, I could be well moved if I was you, if I could pray to move. Prayers would move me, but I'm as constant as the northern stars. Unfortunately, let me bring it to your notice. And I'm going to break it down. The group to which I believe we were fighting genuinely for a Yoruba cause suddenly called me and then said to me, the Yoruba World Congress and the Yoruba Nation Now movement in the United Kingdom, to say to me, rather than support a Peter Obi or Atiku presidency, and I've been saying this a long time, that they would rather support a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency, and they needed my support. I tell you exactly what I say to them, because this group is under the leadership of Engineer Tajuddin Rahim, a man I loved so much. And I said to them, as for me, as a Yoruba person who's done something significant in the history of the world that no one has ever done, I am not in support of a Bola Tinubu presidency. I'm not. I am not going to support a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. I won't support an Atiku presidency. So also, I am not going to support a Peter Obi presidency or Omoyele Sowore presidency or any of the aspirants. Alaja Folake Alawiye, you're welcome to the stream. For me, Nigeria is kaput. Nigeria does not simply exist in my own dictionary. Nigeria does not. Bola Tinubu does not exist in my book. Peter Obi does not exist in my book. Atiku Abubakar does not exist in my book. I'm not interested. But I am surprised that a group in the UK, the Yoruba World Congress, to which Professor Banji Akitoye dissolved, to which I fought ruthlessly against Professor Banji Akitoye for dissolving Yoruba World Congress. And then Yoruba Nation Now movement came under that. And now in 2022, they want me to come join their bandwagon to now support a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. That doesn't work with me. I have scruples and I have values. I don't believe in all this bullshit. And I don't want people to give me bullshit. You see, before I go into the nitty-gritty of what Chief Boyega Adejumo said, prior to that time, because many of you were all behind the scene. Like I said, I'm still going to call him after the stream. You see, I find it extremely disturbing. Did you hear that? I find it extremely disturbing that, number one, a group, God, please speak through my mouth. When I use the word cessationist, some of the members of the group in Yoruba Nation Now movement wanted to crucify me for using the word cessationist. I don't care. But the fact of the matter here is that a prominent group in the UK fighting for the Yoruba nation since the very first lockdown in 2020, a group that propagated Professor Banji Akitoye to the rest of the world, a group that the world sees as a potential group that will bring the desired result. How come that today they are now advocating for a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency? I don't want to be part of such ridiculous circumstances. Last show, Yoruba World Congress and Yoruba Nation Now movement. You're just coming in. I don't want to be associated. I'm still a member of the group. I am not going to quit, but I will make my own instance known to the world that I am not part and parcel of them. Now, the same group that crucified a lot of people, that in 2022 they will see certain people shifting towards the political end. I saw this in 2019, and in 2020 I gave them the instances. I gave them how much that's been budgeted by Bola Tinubu in 2019 for the likes of Koiki, Heritage Multimedia, Ade Thomas, and many of them. Erelu Abike Ade and myself are the only ones that were exempted from the political terrain, that we are simply a no-go area. And so long as the United Kingdom is concerned, I hold this place in terms of media, and I am an authority, and nobody can dispute that. Listen, I'm not a hungry person. If I am so ruthless and I wanted money, IBB, Ibrahim Babangida should have enriched me, and I will never be talking about Yoruba nation. Talk less of Nigeria breaking up. I am no longer going to take any decisions with the Yoruba World Congress, UK or Europe or whatever they call themselves, and Yoruba Nation Now movement under the leadership of Engineer Tajuddin Rahim. I've abstained from their last meeting, and I said, no, I don't want to be part and parcel of this. But I have to make myself known, because already Akadiski in Nigeria is now claiming, and he's made a podcast, that the Yoruba World Congress UK and Yoruba Nation Now movement are now supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. I am not part and parcel of them. I'm still a member. I'm not going to leave. If they want to chop me out, let them chop me out if they're not comfortable with the truth. But Bola Tinubu definitely is a no-go area. I don't simply believe in the fractured Nigeria. I don't need anyone in my life. I don't. I hope they will get this message at some point in time. And I hope it is not too late, because I told them I've got my own means of telling my own story. If they cannot give me a full-fledged Yoruba nation, let them return Nigeria back to the regional formation of 1963 constitution, currently being discussed by the eminent elders forum. Lizzie, good evening. Sylvanos, good evening. The last time Lizzie Azu is in the house. Lizzie Azu's husband, Godson Azu, my friend, my brother. Traveled with Alistair Shoyode to Abuja. I'm aware of everything. And I was telling Lizzie Azu that your husband is wasting his time for an Igbo presidency in 2023. I told Lizzie, your husband and Alistair, they're wasting their time. Alistair is a user of the North, but Godson does not know. And I said, your husband is wasting his time. You've heard what Chief Boyega Adejumo said earlier on. You heard the tape. Ife Nkem Nwobodo, good evening. Yoruba Nation agitators and the current political climate in question in 2023. Rhapsody. Lizzie, you said you have washed your hands off. Let me post your comment. Lizzie Azu, Godson Azu's wife, said, I have washed my hands off Niger matter. My heartbeat is very important to me. So if you've done that, so what do you want me to do with my own case? Me, with a high blood pressure that I have been nursing in the last 28 years, that is under control, and I take my medication every day. You know what? Before we go into the next one, and then begin to dissect some of the things you will hate. Let me look at this for you. Let me add this. I want you to please watch. I want to bring this particular tape in for you. I'm looking for it, guys. Let me look for it. Let's play Chief Boyega Adejumo's tape once again. Here it is.
ọ̀rọ̀ táwa bá ń sọ ó yé wa la fi ń sọ pé Tinubu mọ̀ bá àwọn ará bíi lọ ojú rẹ̀ ó jà nígbà tó tún ní òkè o Ọbásanjọ́ kúrò mẹ́ta o a lè ṣe number 1 a lè ṣe number 2 a lè ṣe number 3 ṣùgbọ́n number 4 lè ṣe nígbà tí ṣe number 1 a sì gbà wọ́n mú Múlíkà Àkàndé lẹ̀ Tinubu gangan ló lọ pàdé àpòpọ̀ pẹ̀lú Tambuwa òun èyí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ PDP ó pa àwọn AC rẹ̀ àwọn Gbàjàbíàmílà gbogbo wọn lọ sopàǹpá ní House of Reps gbogbo àwọn Haúsá tí wọn ò fẹ́ kí Yorùbá wà ńbẹ̀ Fúlàní tí wọn ò fẹ́ kí Yorùbá wà ńbẹ̀ àwọn AC wọn lọ bá wọn dìbò fún Tambuwa Tinubu ṣe yẹn sí ọmọ Yorùbá kẹta ló wá dalẹ̀ ẹ sọ fún mi ó wá dé ní ìsìn ó lóun fẹ́ jẹ president àwa ò ní kó má jẹ president a ní sọ fún ọmọ tó lóun fẹ́ dégbò ẹ̀yìn pé kó má dà tó bá ti ní ìyá tí ó máa bá wẹ̀ a ní sọ fún ẹni tó fẹ́ dẹ́tẹ̀ kó má dẹ́tẹ̀ tó bá ti lè dálé gbé nígbà tí wọ́n pa ọmọ olórí ẹgbẹ́ Afẹ́nifẹ́re gbogbogbò bàbá Fáṣọ̀rántì ní ọdún 2020 Tinubu lọ s'Àkúrẹ́ wọ́n ní kí la fẹ́ sọ sáwọn ti Fúlàní sí pàyọ́ níta ló sọ wípé Fúlàní ni àwọn mọ̀lúù dà tẹ́ẹ̀bà ok mọ̀lúù wọn dà ó dìnnà yẹn ṣùgbọ́n gbàdá máa mú àwọn Fúlàní yẹn tí wọ́n gbé wọn lọ ilé ẹjọ́ ǹjẹ́ ìgbọ́ kí Tinubu sọ pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ mọ́ bínú o àṣìṣe mo ṣe o àwọn Fúlàní lóòótọ́ where are the cows eléyẹn náà ló wá padà lọ ní kí wọ́n wá fún ọ ní support tó ṣeé ṣe àwọn bàbá tó lẹ́kù ní ọ́fíìsì ní Jíbówú tó wọ́n pa ọmọ wọn tó ní kì í ṣe Fúlàní pé where are the cows wá ní ọyá o pé tá a bá jà bíi kákúkọ́ àṣìpá òwe tá a bá jà bíi kákúkọ́ ṣé yẹn wá jóye ògùn téèyàn lè pa lójú ogun kó mú pọ́npọ́ lọ́wọ́ kẹ́nìkan mú bọ́ lọ́wọ́ kẹ́ pàdé lójú ogun kó ní wá o wọ́n ti ní tá a bá jà bíi kákúkọ́ o ìbọn dùn lára rẹ̀.
Okay, now, guys, Chief Boyega Adejumo did made mention of Fashionati's daughter that was killed by the Fulani bandits, and let me bring you some memories, because I don't forget and I will never forget. Okay, let me first of all bring this in. I'm looking for that picture. Just 1 minute. Now I've got it somewhere. Okay, this was Fashionati's daughter that was killed by the Fulani bandits. I'm not going to go into details of how Fashionati and I are close family-wise. Let's leave that to one side. Let me address this issue based on a straight line. Fashionati's daughter was killed, and it was obvious that it was the Fulani herdsmen that killed Fashionati's, 's, 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 's her car, to which she was killed brutally. Okay, this was Bola Ahmed Tinubu who paid per fashionati a courtesy visit in Akure, my country hometown. And that was exactly what Chief Boyega Adejumo was saying. That Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, oh, where are the cows? And Parfashionati happens to be one of the chieftains of the Afenifere group and an Aoist to the core. Now, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu can betray, for me, betray, Bola Tinubu betrayed the Yoruba tribe, the Yoruba race to which he belonged. Please, I want some of you that are not insane to tell me why I should support a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency, knowing fully well that Parfashionati went through this terrible ordeal. And all these incidents happened live in our Korokoro eyes. And the same group that I belong, that saw this happen, Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, all of them paid a courtesy visit to Parfashionati when his daughter was killed. The same group. Now advocating for a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency, a group that we have been carefully fighting for the removal of Yoruba land. In other words, a secessionist group, or they will say agitators, out of the nasty piece of a contraption called Nigeria. Now teaming up with a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. It's not going to happen in my life. This is why I am very difficult. That's why I am one of the most difficult human beings on the surface of the planet. You see, I find it very difficult because sometimes my heart beats unconsciously when I tend to look at this kind of gory situation during Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, when shrapnel ripped open the skull of a baby. You think I'll forget all these gory pictures in my life? I'm not going to forget. Let's now come back to Yoruba Nation agitators and the current political climate in question in 2023. Rhapsody. Let me ask you. And I want you to be very truthful with yourselves. Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu a betrayal of the Yoruba tribe for his personal gains? Is he? Mind you, Tolulope Arotile's case equally was there. Sunday Igboho's case and those that were killed in Sunday Igboho's case still lingering, and Bola Tinubu never said a word. All the markets destroyed in the south, Bola Tinubu mechionu. But if anything happens up in the north, he's up there. Guess what? 50 million naira donation. Free money from the Christian South in Yoruba land goes to the Muslim North. Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu a betrayal to the Yoruba tribe for his personal gain? That's the first question that I want to pose to Yoruba World Congress and all those agitators that will follow Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023. Second, is Bola Ahmed Tinubu the architect of the Yoruba people? In other words, is he the problem, the bane of the problem, or the architect of the problems of the Yoruba tribe? Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu again selling the birthright of the Yoruba people like Chief S.L. Akitola did during Tafawa Balewa and Sir Ahmadu Bello, the premier of the northern region? Are we looking at a similar case? What lessons has Bola Ahmed Tinubu learned from the mistakes those founding fathers made, that he is now reselling the Yoruba tribe 62 bloody fucking years after independence to the north? And some people want me to follow the same Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's not going to happen. Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu working towards building the Yoruba nation, or building the North as against the interest of the Yorubas? Like I said, our markets, Jankara market flooded, Ereko market on the fire. He never gave a toss. He wasn't interested. None of his business. And they continue to preach to me, Omo Enioki, Nshedi Bebere, Kalosoleke, Modi Omo Elomi. You are stupid if you tell me that again. You don't even know whether it is your children that will not even bury you, but children that you've done charity to, that will carry your body and lower it to Mother Earth. Lastly, you had Chief Boyega Adejumo saying in that masterpiece that, has Bola Ahmed Tinubu thought of setting up Amotekun in Lagos? Has he? This was the same man that never believed in one Nigeria in 1997. He never believed in one Nigeria. And a particular group that I belong to now wants me to believe in a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. That is very difficult for me. Having been a student of politics, journalism, and international relations, I find it extremely difficult and very, very disturbing, because truth has to be told. I've said it, and I want to make my stand known outright. I am not interested in a Peter Obi presidency. I'm not interested in an Atiku presidency. I'm not interested in a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. I'm not interested in any of these moronic people running for presidency, including Omoyele Sowore in 2023. I'm sick and I'm tired of people that were not supposed to beg me for money, begging me for money. ASU has been on strike 9 months. Has Bola Tinubu rendered any voice to say to the government, no, let's do it this way, let's do it that way? Or what they continue to say to you is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu built Lagos in my bloody fucking asshole. Let's do this. Let me look for something else. Let me look for this for you. Let me go to live show materials, live stream, video. Okay, this was where I was. Okay, let me go to MP4. I think I have some stuff to give you here. Let me see. Just a minute, guys. I'm looking for it. Okay, it seems I have to go back to live stream, live show materials. Let's do this. I think it should be here because I uploaded all those videos that I made up back here. Just a minute. I will get there. I know they're somewhere here. Okay, guys. This was let me first of all give you this. You're celebrating 62 years of independence. Okay, let me see if that should come first. Yeah, let me put this first. Watch this. 60 years of independence.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're celebrating Nigeria at 60.
2 years ago.
This is still the face of Nigeria. Well,
60 years. 2 years ago, after independence. You can clearly see that. And they still want you to bring them back to power. You're stupid.
Alright, we are still celebrating Nigeria at 60, and this is still the face of Nigeria. Yes.
See that? 2 years ago, Nigeria. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. 60 years independence.
Nigeria at 60, and we are still looking this way. What's the way forward, Nigeria?
What is the way forward? Why are you so proud of this fucking useless, ridiculous nation? I'm not proud of this stupid, hopeless nation called Nigeria. Useless. Fucking ridiculous and useless. years independence. Look at the state of the giant of the so-called Africa. That's exactly what they've given you. And you seriously want me to be proud of such a ridiculous country? I never witnessed that kind of situation, despite the fact that I grew up in Surulere. No. I never saw that. Francis George Ibiok, my good friend, I'm going to respond to each and every one of you. I'm just angry. And truth has to be told. And some hopeless, ridiculous human being will say the British are your problem. The Queen, the late Queen of England, was your problem. You're wasting your time. The late Majesty, the Queen, Elizabeth II, was never your problem. You are the root cause of your problem, the same problem that you created, your forefathers created during the slave trade, the industrialization, colonization, is exactly what is still haunting you, because you don't love your people. Black African people hate themselves. The white man saw this 300 years ago. In this new world order, the Chinese, who studied exactly what slave trade and colonization and industrialization taught them, are now using it against your own people. And that is why China is now having to recolonize most of the African countries. And then China will load money, loads of bags of them, in a container that will not go through the banking system, and then give to your own government officials. China perfected exactly what the white people perfected in those days, because they know that you are hopeless individuals, black people. And you've not learned. That's why you see many of your politicians stealing, looting. IMF will give you loans to help you develop, so that when those infrastructures are built, it will be well paid for. But the money will end up in the pockets of your politicians. And some of the people that are running after Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and many of those hopeless, ridiculous, useless politicians today messed up their children's life 23 years ago. Oba Matthew. They do. And guess what? I'm dealing with a case at the moment. The case I am dealing with, I've passed it on to Irelu Abikade. What happened during the slave trade, to which your forefathers sold their generations, that are having to pay the price today, is the same way that some ruthless human being in Nigeria are now having to recruit girls of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, up to 21 for prostitution in Burkina Faso. I've got all the details. The way it was 300 years ago, it is today. Yoruba girls, Benin girls, not Fulani girls or Hausa girls. Southerners sold into prostitution in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger Republic, in Libya, and as far as India. And they have to return huge sums of money to the madam that actually brought them to that country for prostitution. Imagine 17-year-old girl, 18, 19, 20, 21, sold into prostitution. And you've got an uninterrupted democracy in the last 23 years. And people don't want me to talk about the last 23 years, because most of these rackets comes from the most deprived part of the South. I will talk about them. What efforts has Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Babatunde Raji Fashola, Akumi Ambode, Sanwo-Olu are making to curb the menace of child prostitution in Lagos? Their own children. God forbid, what if I was not privileged to be here and I was back there perhaps my children would have been easily been lured into the same illicit trade. But they want their own children to be successful. Karma is coming for you. It's coming. Karma is coming for you. I will assure you. It's coming. This is the situation of things in Louth. 60 years after independence. Situation report at Louth. 60 years after independence.
Show you the living condition of mothers who have babies, who have neonates in Louth. This is where people sleep. Now they made available a lodge. The lodge is not good enough. The lodge is in terrible and poor state. And as of this morning, mothers were thrown out without prior notice, without anything. So we're going to post this. This is the reason why I want this to go viral as much as possible. Repost, tag anybody you know. It just shows that the common man in Nigeria cannot get good health care. Why then are we spending so much money?
Now you see why they leave Nigeria to come seek medical treatment abroad. Look at the Louth. My father never came over to England for treatment. He was treated at Louth.
This is where they sleep. This is the situation.
Professor Falaye was his friend. He was treated at the same hospital.
This is the current situation of this country. A country where we are treated like animals in our own homes. So yes, we're taking the fight to those that matter. When we were fighting for NSAS, we didn't know. Obviously, a lot of people don't understand. The health system in this country has deteriorated. I'd like to show you.
Yes, that is the health system they've created for you. And they seriously want me to shut my mouth. 1 minute, they can easily fly to this country. And the next minute, they'll be telling you they will do this for you, they will do that for you. Lies upon lies. Lies. Lórí irọ́. There was this particular one I did. I think it is under here. Let me look for it. This tape. I think it should be here. Guys, wait. Yeah, this is it. I want you to listen to this. And I want you to listen to the Atiku that wants to be your president in 2023. Watch this. Because I'm angry. Watch this.
Electricity is a thing that I feel very, very emotional about it. Because I believe
he feels very emotional. Electricity.
The issue of electricity, when we were in office by 2005, would have provided enough electricity for the people of this country. But unfortunately, we do not follow that route. That is. I have said it in many interviews. You know.
You haven't said it to me, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Model. I was the chairman of the privatization council, and we commissioned international consultants come and help us. How do we
look at the fraud?
get power.
Just listen to the fraud.
Time. And they went around the whole of this country and they submitted their recommendations. Their recommendations were: one, create as many small and medium power stations by using various sources of energy across the country. If you do that, you will be able to achieve self-sufficiency in power by 2005. That was tabled and it was rejected. We went for the huge IPPs using gas. And I made it very, very clear I did not believe.
You can hear the fraud. Atiku, a vice president,
because
they wasted 16 billion US dollars on electricity.
Issues that are not going to be resolved.
This is the man who wants to come back
10 years
to be your president.
So let's go for the short, medium term, solutions to our power. That did not receive the approval. The government went for the IPPs.
Of the government being the president or the executive,
yes, of course, I've been the president. So we collected money from local government, states, federal government, and others. First set of contracts were given. Some contracts were paid 100%. We left, nothing was achieved. Then President Umaru Yar'Adua came. He also made available money. It went down the drain. Then President Jonathan Goodluck came. He also made money, went down the drain. Up till now, no IPP is working.
And we're not holding anybody responsible for all of this.
Unfortunately,
listen,
we're not holding anybody responsible.
You see that? Because they were all involved.
People have collected money up from 100% and have disappeared and have not. The issue of electricity is a thing that I feel very, very emotional about.
Okay. You see, he was feeling emotional because Atiku Abubakar wants to come back to be president. What a useless human being. What a hopeless, ridiculous human being Atiku Abubakar is. Vice president. He sat over energy, privatized everything, stole everything. Don't let's go into all those details of how Atiku Abubakar stole Nigeria's money. I'm not going into that. Diluted everything. Let's see. There's this particular one I want to play you. It's very trending today. And it just came out. Let me look for it. I think it is this, actually. If it is, yes, this one. I knew I saved it under that. Guys, who are those behind crude oil theft? Watch this.
For my side, for where for come for Warri Southwest, we don't under pressure. They see illegal pipe. When you go for where for the take diesel, NNPC get their own under special set of people. They get illegal pipe when they take crude. Now they don't shine another illegal pipe. They don't see another one where they shine and go scrambles. They take Nigeria crude. For where we for come, we not see lights, we not get water, no good school, no good infrastructure for where we for come. They take our product. Now, after the illegal pipe, when different governments they don't see so for different places, they don't even intercede another vessel with crude since about how many days with the crude number and the crude people inside crude. Before we wake, they don't put fire. They never investigate, they don't put fire. Now, as if the putting fire not be enough, my people from my community they smoke when they're in here, they cough blood.
They're coughing blood. They're coughing blood.
They inhale carbon monoxide since yesterday night. Now, the Minister of Petroleum won't come as I contact one word. The people when they thief the diesel so, when they thief the crude oil I mean, so the fish pipe pass go escravos. The escravos when they pass, all the village when they pass, no lights, no school. River don't take the village end. But there's still illegal pipe when you go to Focados. For inside Nigeria, we get Navy, we get Army, we get Minister of Petroleum, we get federal government. Nobody they make pen. This is the situation that we are facing in the creek. People they cough blood now, and they call government.
People are coughing blood.
Because if anything happen to them, if anything happen to my people, we are not gonna find them easy. We are not gonna find them easy. Now will be I and mighty the thief. Poor man not gonna fit buy that kind of pipe. What they got thief crude oil. When I the thief, when I not give us school, when I not give us light, God go punish you now. And those of you want to get involved, who not stop her. Nonsense.
So you can see the different pipes. Focado pipe. That is the current situation. What gives you the impression that Bola Ahmed Tinubu's bunkering is not within those pipes? What gives you the impression that all the big men are not tapping from those pipes? Nigeria is messed up. It's a messed up society. The people of Warri coughing blood. CO2 poisoned. They just continue to breathe in carbon monoxide. Smoke. Put yourselves into their own shoes. And Sultan of Sokoto has got oil block. Many of the big men, they've got oil block in the south. The north, the Muslim north, depend on the wealth of the Christian south. I'm sorry to have to take it that way. What if this was a reverse, that the wealth is in the north? Is the south going to benefit from that? The answer is no. The answer is no. Please, I don't want you to like me. It is a terrible situation. I don't know how this will be fought. I don't know. But it won't be easy. It won't be easy. Many of your leaders created the mess that we found ourselves, and this took my breath away. This one. Watch this.
Gbogbo yìí bá wá ń lọ báyìí, ta ló fẹ́ kù sí Nàìjíríà? Ọkọ lọ, ìyàwó lọ, ó mọ́mọ dání, ó tún mú ya ìyàwó dání. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ láyé le tó mi? Àgbègbè tí Buhari pa Nàìjíríà jẹ́ tó kú, ó ti pa ayé Nàìjíríà.
Buhari finished Nigeria.
Ṣé àgbólórí ibú? olórí ibú ni gbogbo bàbá Buhari tí gbogbo yín bá wá ń lọ báyìí ta ló fẹ́ kù sí Nàìjíríà.
A lot of people are leaving Nigeria. I gathered today that the British High Commission in Nigeria will have to stop issuing visas to Nigerian students because Nigerian students with student visas are bringing in more families to the United Kingdom than China and the rest of the world. Do you blame them? Do you blame them? No. That was a classic example of the worst thing that will happen to everyone in Nigeria. To tell you how terrible Nigeria is, watch this army and police fighting together in Nigeria. The Nigerian police force and the Nigerian military, Nigerian army. You can clearly see that the army and the police see that? Look at police and the army. Is that not shithole? Now, is this not shithole? Is that not shithole? The police and the army in a street fight in Nigeria 62 years after independence. God help us. If your politicians, if they've done the right thing, they don't have to bribe you with money, they don't have to bribe you with champagne, they don't have to bribe you with recharged phone card. Now this one, watch this. Watch this one because this is very important. I want to talk about this.
Traders asked to pay 5,000 naira each for not attending Tinubu's rally or leave the market.
They say nothing I know say.
We no go do rally for
Tinubu. Wow. So na first to go the rally, I be waiting. So all these people will come out for the rally yesterday. Now first them. Jesus Christ. So wait, they don't even charge you now. I've been hearing it for a week now. Say they will force market people to come.
You see. Let me break this down. Lagos market women, just recently they were charged 5,000 naira each. If you've got a small store, you have to pay 5,000 naira to Bola Ahmed Tinubu's pocket towards his campaign. Now, look at it this way, because many people are not using their brain. All the things, all the things that never happened in Awolowo's era, Hope 93, are happening now. And you know what? Because the world is not static. Bola Tinubu is playing the game of the fact that the world is not static. And you know what is happening? You see, Bola Tinubu sent men onto the streets of Lagos to be giving you out recharge phone card. Not only Lagos, across Nigeria. Let me tell you the truth. The recharge card had already been programmed by the network provider. And the moment your card, the free recharge card, is given to you and you load it onto your phone, it will hijack every details, data, everything, your contacts, everything on your phone. It's been programmed to do that. They give you maybe a 500 naira worth of data and you are happy and you load it. You are done for. They are using technology to beat you in 2023. If you don't know, you load the recharge card, your details are with them. I will tell you exactly what will happen. Because your details are with the APC giving you the free recharge card, what's going to happen to you? They've hijacked your phone. If you don't vote today, if you don't vote them in 2023, they are coming for you. Did you hear that? They are coming for you. The Tinubu guys with MC Oluomo and their thugs are coming for you. It's not only you, all your contact details and everyone in your phone, they will go after them and they will start slaughtering them or kill them. Did you get that? Secondly, the second thing to happen, you want to hear about it. If you've got parents at home, tell them. Call them and tell them. You see, Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave free 500, maybe 250 naira, 500 naira data card. What will happen is that now Bola Tinubu is now having to charge market women 5,000 naira levy. Now, imagine there are 200,000 market women that paid the 5,000 of the levy imposed on them, because if they don't pay it, they will take over their stall and they will send them out of the market. So those women will be forced to look for 5,000 naira to pay Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency in 2023. The money, the 5,000 naira levied on each and every market women, guess what? They've recovered their 250 naira or 500 naira recharge card on those market women. You are stupid. You are all stupid. I've been on 1 hour 44 minutes 30 seconds. I will bring the stream to an end and we will carry on. At some point in time, subscribe to the channel, follow on Facebook. Guys, it is 1945 today, Wednesday, the 12th day of October 2022. Join me again when we will screw up things. I want to bring this stream to an end exactly at 2 o'clock. Shall I show? Let me take your comments. James Coker, I've seen your comment. Nana Mora, you said, capital no, the North would have divided the country long ago. Shall I show? That level has been going on for a long time. Only people who do go through that road can experience that. Matthew. Francis, you George Ibiok, my good friend. Sir Frank, they don't even know where to start, according to you. And again, you said, Francis, you, Judge Ibiok, the overall picture is really frightening, very frightening indeed. Nana, any person from southern Nigeria running for 2023 presidency is indeed mentally retarded, for sure. Does that include Peter Obi? Folake Alawiye, I've not seen this comment. Ulomo is Tifnumbu Boko Haram. Ah, well. Yeah, Francis, you, George Ibiok, you said you've been very busy. I understand that. Shall I show? Bola Tinubu wasn't only betrayer but curse to Yoruba land. I love that. James Coker. Lazy. Azu, I have washed my hands off. I saw that. Guys, 1 hour 48 minutes. Let's bring the stream to an end at exactly these until next time when we meet. Guys, I wish you love, I wish you happiness, and I wish you the very best of everything. Until that time, take care of yourself.